Kupola, welcome to the YouTube channel. We here, we live, and today we're gonna look into Le Bleu, the French national team. And of course, as you guys may know, it's one of the teams I support internationally. You know, France, of course, our beloved DRC Congo, and Brazil. Brazil's always there, but France is always number one. You know this close affinity to the team. And I wanna take an in-depth look, more or less, not tactically, but I want to look at it in terms of first, who is in that starting lineup, the strongest lineup of France, and also then we look at how they may set up tactically and what will bring out the best in the other players. So of course, who we got in goal? Number one, Mike Maignan has to be in there, no doubt about it. Now the centre-back choicing, for me, the strongest two this season, the strongest pairing that I have to go for is not Ibrahima Konate, but it is William Saliba with Upamecano. Right back, when I'm looking at the French national team, again, I don't think they've got a plethora of options at right back. I know who Didier Deschamps will go with. We're going to say it's Jules Koundé, who of course was out, but I think that's the strongest right back. Left back is going to be none other than Hernandez, AC Milan, Theo. We put T. Theo Hernandez. In this position, we already know Aurélien Tchouameni. Now, who is he going to play alongside in the midfield? Now, Didier Deschamps often changes the midfield. You've seen Rabiot playing there. You've seen N'Golo Kante since the Euros also play in the midfield role. Naturally, N'Golo Kante is more of an 8. Has played a 6 for Chelsea. When he was at Leicester, played in a 2 in midfield. Right now, I don't think he has the legs. I don't think N'Golo Kante is going to play in many games in the season. But my thing is the focus on these two. He loves Rabiot. Do I think Rabiot should be in the strongest lineup? I don't. I think you should play with Camavinga. But there's something between Didier Deschamps and Camavinga that I'm not really sure about. In the World Cup final, Didier Deschamps put him as a left back. And I believe he played left back against Tunisia in the group stage game as well. And he played fantastically, to be honest. Camavinga has that recovery ability, and I think that helps him. But in this midfield, I feel like France, because of what they have on the bench, they can add a creative player. However, with Deschamps, players like Guendouzi, players like Manu Kone, he'd prefer to have in this midfield. Obviously, at the World Cup, he had Antoine Griezmann. Now, with Griezmann retired, who is the player that can play this role? Because I think with France, it's a player in this role has to be able to link up with these players here. I think that's very, very important. In the Euros, they came a bit stuck without having that real creator in that middle. I could see the difference, that disparity, that they didn't have that same connection. And Griezmann was so important at the 2022 World Cup because of that role. Now, we've seen Olise play in that role. And for me, I think it depends on the game. So it's very difficult to say, this is the lineup for France. Based off them having their strongest lineup, I'd say in there, he'd probably have somebody like Manu Kone, who's injured at the moment, or Rabiot. I just can't rely on N'Golo Kante every single game. I think Manu Kone, because Rabiot's able to get up and down, I think it's actually a very important player. Now, will he play Olise here or will he play Olise here? That is the big question. For me, Olise here. Now, we know Rayan Cherki can also play this role, but will Rayan Cherki start games for France? I don't think so. I'm saying Olise in this role for France. For me, personally, I would have him, number one. Then you've got Ousmane Dembele. In that role right there for France, perfect, you know, in that role. We know Dembele can play that false 9 as well. I don't think Deschamps will adopt that most of the time. I think he would probably want Kylian Mbappé or Marcus Thuram in that role. I would say, to get the best out of this team, get Kylian here. Get Kylian here because he has more freedom to do whatever he likes from here. We saw against Brazil how devastating Kylian Mbappe is on the last line. Devastating. And I think him playing that role for the rest of his career will help him. However, we're looking for balance. We're looking for balance. And I think, yes, you can put Swap Dembele, put him on that side, or you can put Desiré Doué on this side, put Olise there, and then put Kylian Mbappe there. But here you've got options now. For me, you've got fabulous options. You've got Thuram as an option, but for me, Eki, TK would be perfect for that role because Eki TK can do the false nine. Eki TK is a link-up player. Eki TK can bring out the best in him. He can bring out the best in Olise. He can bring out the best in Dembele. His technical excellency and technical nuance will also bring out the best in the other players around him and the midfield. And I just think those four will be absolutely unstoppable. The good thing is they've got Cherki sitting on the bench, always willing and ready to make a difference in the game. His quality is, is supreme. The sky's the limit with Raya Cherki. And I think France have so much talent in there. You can also say, of course, Desiré Doué is another player that will go. He will definitely go. Another option from the bench, another dribbler. France will just have endless. They've got Thuram, who can also play in this role. Marcus Thuram in that role. Put in Kante in there. I just think solid backline. Great balance in the midfield in terms of the holders, the players that can win the ball back, recovery. Can put Camavinga in there as well. And just put Kama for now. What else do you want? A lot of these players as well, Ekitike can shift to the left. Thuram can shift to the left like he did in the World Cup final, interchanging with Kylian Mbappe. Desiré Doué can come here. As I mentioned, Dembele can go there. I think this, for me, the strongest lineup is this. This is France's strongest lineup for me. The players you see here now, yeah. I would have Camavinga, but I'm just being real. I don't think he will actually play. I would have Mane Kone, but again, I don't think he'll start ahead of Rabiot. Kante wouldn't start every game. So for me, this is looking like France's strongest lineup. And the interchangeability between all these players, guys, I'm telling you, what? They won't be able to stop this team. With these two midfield, again, protection for the back four. He will be bombing up there. Koundé picks and chooses when he goes up there. So they'll always have this kind of lineup. You'll see it. Upamecano will come round. Saliba and then Koundé. You've got these two. Tchouaméni doesn't need to go this high. Olise, you give him a free roll. You say, listen, son, you go and do this. Go and do that. Go and do that. Do whatever you like. Because we've got guys behind you that will protect you. We've got these solid people here that will protect you. And you've got Theo Hernandez that will be making this run all day. It's going to be endless. It's going to be endless. I think the World Cup is going to be magnificent. And I think France have the team to cause serious damage. Serious damage. Mark my words. Kylian Mbappe will create World Cup history in 2026. Kylian Mbappe is the kind of player that he's looking at these records. He wants to be the ultimate top goal scorer. I think it's 4 goals that he's waiting to equal Miroslav Klose, if not 5 goals to overtake everybody else. He is on 12 World Cup goals in 2 World Cups. He's played in 2 World Cups, in 2 World Cup finals. He scored a World Cup hat-trick. I mean, when I'm looking at him as a player, I'm just thinking he's absolutely supreme. He's invincible. And he's looking at the World Cup thinking, I have a point to prove. Will I prove my point? Yes, he will. He just has to stay fit, sharp, and he wants to be the man of the World Cup. He wants to be remembered for the man who created his own World Cup legacy with Les Bleus, French national team. And I think Kylian Mbappe will do it. I have no reason to believe he won't. And even if he isn't going to do it at this World Cup, it's not his last World Cup. So he wants to reign supreme, and he's still playing right now, which is incredible. He's still in his 20s right now, and he's doing something that we've never ever seen. I believe he was the first teenager to score in a World Cup final since Pelé in 2018 against Croatia. The records are following him, but at the moment in time, I think Kylian Mbappe is the main man. Will he lead France to World Cup glory? They have one of the best attacks in this tournament. That is the truth. My thing is the midfield doesn't always have the best balance, and sometimes France can kill games. Like sometimes they don't necessarily play to their ability. They play to kind of not lose games. And I think Deschamps has that caution in his management. So far it's worked, but we've seen at the Euros where they've been able to come short sometimes. So let's wait and see, of course. We know Euros, Mbappe was injured. It's going to be a huge task. It's going to be a huge task, but they are one of the teams to beat for sure. They are going to go through the group stages for sure. Let's wait and see. But listen to me and listen to me well. Kylian Mbappe in this 2026 World Cup will become the best ever player in World Cup history. And by that, I mean he will absolutely become the goal scorer of the competition. He will prove to everybody that he's not the player that people try and make him out to be. I understand. Pace is a big part of his game. However, and this is a big however, his in-game intelligence is not spoken about enough. And I think for the majority of you, it's going to be quite shocking to see how this French national team, these French forwards are going to absolutely terrorize this World Cup. It's going to be some terror. They are going to destroy some teams. I'm telling you, just wait and see. Don't talk too much. Just wait and see. Allez le bleu. Allez le bleu. I mean, guys, you're going to see something that you've never seen before. That's for real. And to add this guy, this troublemaker, Olise, just wait. So make sure you subscribe, share, like, comment. I'll see you soon.